Every small business has a story, and today we're going to find out more about the people behind those businesses. Welcome to Tea Time. I'm Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition, and today we are spilling the tea with Samantha Simmons with S&S Services. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing all right. I'm really looking forward to the warmer weather coming up. What about you?
I'm doing great. I am tired of the snow.
Yes.
So let's get started and let's start spilling some tea about S&S. So tell us a little bit about the story behind your business.
Well, I'll try to be short, I guess. So S&S Services started out of necessity when my husband became very ill and I was working a job that required a lot of my time. And I knew that I was good with QuickBooks. And so I got my certification and I worked myself out of 3 full-time jobs cleaning up financials for people and said, oh, maybe I should do this as a business. Started a business, had full intentions of being by myself in it, and with 6 months knew I needed help. And now it's turned into this mission of not only supporting my family, but also giving other moms the same opportunity that I saw that I needed.
So was there a specific moment that you knew this is what you were meant to do?
Maybe, but I definitely fought it. I'm going to be completely honest. I did not like accounting when I was in school. When I was an office manager for a property management business, I did not enjoy this part of the job. And then it slowly turned into a love language. And then when S&S Services continued to grow and be blessed, and just for me to have such a clear vision and know the next steps to take, and I know that wasn't of myself, I think that's when I finally knew. I was like, okay, I have to keep going with this and I have to keep pushing.
So let's talk about challenges.
Okay.
What challenges have you faced running your business?
And I think that this is something that's really fresh on my heart too, because coming out of, last year I think was our biggest growth year, both on paper, but also just in the lessons that we learned. The biggest lesson we learned is that we want to work with clients who are going to let us do our job. They're going to trust us to do our job. You can't walk in and expect us to use just your processes. It has to be a collaboration. We have to use our tools in the way they're intended to be used so that we can be efficient and supportive of your business. So that was the number one thing, is we learned a lot more about the ideal clients and the personalities of the people we want to work with. And also we learned that internally, because we did have, some new team members where we tried, because we want to support as many moms as we can, but not everybody is going to have that self-starter, independent work ethic and researching on their own and getting to that next step. But now we have an amazing core group of 8 ladies who are just rocking it.
So how do you navigate challenges? How do you...
I don't do it alone.
How do you navigate? Okay, good.
I like to say that, I am somebody who I always wanted a village. I always found it kind of hard to find a consistent village. And I found my village through the people who work with me. I have an amazing director of operations. I have a couple other right-handed ladies. You get to work with one of them, Cherie, who, if I have a need, I know I can go to them. They will knock me off my pedestal if I'm wrong. And they will help bolster me up if I need reassurance. And same with, I've got my husband and some other friends as well that, trusted advocates like Abe Loper that I will go to and be like, here's what I'm thinking. Am I crazy? Am I making the right choice? And just making sure that, I'm always backing myself up with trusted resources and trusted people.
So, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, but when you are faced with challenges, what is keeping you pushing forward?
Now it used to just be my family. And now it's that, I am also responsible for those 8 ladies and their families. I know that even if we, have a massive loss of clients, which Lord willing, that will never happen. But let's say it does happen. I know that we have to keep pushing because there's goals that they need and things that they need support. And so if I were to quit, it doesn't just affect me. It affects a lot of other people at this point.
Right.
And so that is definitely a responsibility I don't take lightly, and something that I think is very, very important to understand the size of it, I guess.
Okay. So let's talk about the area. You're here in Central Virginia. Why Central Virginia? What made you establish your business here?
Well, I grew up here. I actually grew up in the Manita area. My parents are still there. I bought a house in Bedford when I was 17. Actually, that's a fun story. But and I've been here in that house since then. And when I started my business, I had actually been in network marketing for several years. And so I had experience with like Terry and some other people who were part of the CVABC. And it was the number one group that they were like, you need to go and you need to get support of them. And so I was like, okay, I got some business cards and I went to an event and then I met Mike and he was our first client and is still a client to this day. And it's just kind of run from there. And Lynchburg and Central Virginia are really supportive. You walk in that room, you walk into a coffee talk and you're walking out with 10 friends and several people who want to have coffee with you and get to know you and see how they can support you. Even if maybe they're not the perfect client for your business at that time, they're not going to just like let you fail, which is super amazing to me.
Well, and that touches on my next question. You're doing great here because we're talking about kind of the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Right.
How has the CVABC helped you on your journey as a small business owner here in our community?
I think that it helped curate the foundation. I mean, it's how I met, people who the people that I have mentioned today. A lot of them I met through CVABC events, and they've continued to support and be a huge part of the journey. And even as we've grown and I've stepped out of the day-to-day and you guys get to see and the community gets to see other people and other names, they've remained extremely supportive and of that growth and not seeing it as a negative thing, but seeing it as a positive thing to continue to grow and, add employees and add team, because it's really important for small businesses to understand where their limitations are. Yeah. And it's not always good to do everything yourself. So
very good. I like that. So, you're a small business. We always talk about supporting small business. Why is local so important? Why is supporting local so important to you?
I like supporting my local community because I obviously live here. And so as somebody who's a bookkeeper, I get kind of a really personal insight to businesses as well. So I know how they're treating their business on the back end. And so it gives me a really unique insight to see the people in my community who are really putting in that effort and that work to be intentional and ethical in their business practices and also support their community and support the people that they're around. And so if we have small businesses that are working towards that, that means that there's people behind those small businesses that are doing that. So, good, healthy businesses and good, healthy people leads to a very healthy community. So,
all right. Actually, I love that answer. That's awesome. Are you ready for the rapid fire round?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be easy. Just whatever. Just come off the top with it. Okay. So, sweet tea, unsweet tea, or something like fancy?
It's sweet tea. If you were to ask my husband, he would say there is no other tea other than sweet tea because you're lying.
Okay. What is your favorite local business that you deal with in our community, other than your own?
That's not fair, because we work with so many. Oh no.
There'll be a couple.
CVABC, woo!
Yeah, well, I'll take that one.
We are very blessed to get to support CVABC through our small business, both as a sponsor and as a supporting entity from the bookkeeping needs. But then also, we've had so many positive experience with different companies from, we've helped. Oh, there's so many that my brain is just going for a blank.
It's okay.
Oh no. Well, like Visiting Angels, they're always going to have a very special place in my heart because they were number one. They took my business card, called me within a day, and I was in their offices the very next week and have been in their offices once a month for the last 4 years, 4.5 years.
Gotcha.
So, I mean,
what's one of your favorite local restaurants?
We always love Neighbor's Place because it's the closest my husband can get to home cooking, that or the Raven Lounge.
Yeah, Neighbor's Place is great. They're actually a new member of ours, so
yay!
Excited for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the best business advice you've ever given or received.
Oh man. Okay. I guess not doing it alone would work with both.
Okay.
Because it's the number one thing I tell small business owners. I'm like, one, that's why I have a job. So thank you for understanding and seeing your need. But also it's going to help you grow and you can focus on the things that are, money makers in your business. That's just obvious. But it's not obvious to everyone when they're first getting started out. It can be very it can feel very overwhelming, I guess is the word I want to go. But that would probably be the best advice. But then also just don't lose yourself. Like, make sure that you aren't just catering to what seems cool online or in your community. Okay. Stick with what you know, and grow, pivot when you need to, but don't get lost in it.
Okay. Biggest myth about your industry?
That we're not fun.
That's a good one.
Everyone thinks that people in accounting are not fun. And I think I work with the funnest people on the face of the planet. All we do is laugh, and every single person who works with me has an amazing personality. And we actually have a reel that's getting ready to go out that really shows off Lisa and Cherie's personality so well. And the funny thing is, they were actually working. That wasn't for show.
Yeah.
So
okay, so next question is, what is one thing you wish you had known before starting this business?
How hard it could be on relationships.
Okay.
That's something that I think was a very important lesson to me over the last 2 years, is that somebody can be making a right decision for their business that might not be the right choice for your business. And so unfortunately it might hurt the relationship, but nobody's necessarily wrong.
Okay. Now, how can people best connect with you if they're interested in finding out more about S&S Services?
Well, the best way is they can go to our website, sscustombookkeeping.com, because we have a calculator there as well as a consultation calendar, so people can book time or figure out an estimate of what their services might be. They can also shoot me a text message or call me at 434-299-3920, and myself or my admin will get them a call within the next day or so after they reach out.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining us for Tea Time with the Central Virginia Business Coalition. If you are interested in learning more about our guest today, about how to join the CVABC, or how you can come and spill the tea on Tea Time, you can find out more information at www.cvabc.org.